exist? Seems like it cut out for a minute because it hates me. Oh yeah. Thanks, computer. I do exist. Okay, my computer just decided it didn't want to exist on Wi-Fi anymore. If you could make any animal a socially acceptable pet, what would it be? This also comes with it being properly domesticated and not just taken out of the wild. A raccoon, a fox, or bear. Extremely valid. A capybara, of course. Mine would definitely be either a raccoon or a fox. Or, there's something that's, like, really close to my brain, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. 30-foot wolves, that too. Like, I don't know if a lynx is the one I'm thinking of, but something like that. No pet frog. Those are socially acceptable. If I had a pet frog, nobody would look at me that funny. If I had a pet raccoon, they would be like, what the fuck? But like, one of those cats that's like a little bit of a big cat, but not quite. I'm sure there's one I'm thinking of, and I cannot think of it. An armadillo. A bobcat. It's probably something along the lines of a bobcat, yeah. It's kind of cheating because it's still kind of a cat, but it's a different kind of cat. Not a full-blown mountain lion, though that would also be pretty cool. I don't think my cats would like that very much, though. I don't like they sound like people screaming. That's terrifying. Yeah, I think probably if I had to pick one to actually own right now, it would be a raccoon. Oh, I'm now live. Thank you, Stream Elements. You're a few minutes late, but that's fine. I told Nick I want a pet raccoon. He calls my little grabby hands when I want something, my raccoon paws. And then the other day, we woke up at like 3 a.m. to what sounded like somebody screaming outside. And we were like, what the fuck? Apparently, it seemed like a raccoon got in a fight with one of the cats that wanders around inside our complex. And the raccoon got chased up a tree. And so I went out on our balcony to be like, what the fuck? Because people were also shining flashlights in the trees after a couple minutes. And I was like, what's happening? And I went out on the balcony, and at fucking eye level with me on the 3rd floor was this little raccoon up in the tree. And I was like, well, what is happening? But because Nick calls them my little raccoon paws when I make grabby hands, I was like, my people have come for me. Yes, my dream would be to have a raccoon. Your own balcony scene, right? Wherefore art thou, raccoonio, or something like that. What are you doing, Burgle? Oh, you know what my favorite thing to ask is? So, if you could take any movie and give it the Muppet treatment, where they remake it but with every actor except one being played by Muppets, which character would be human and played by who? Well, I guess it would probably be just the person in the movie, but my favorite one, I had two favorite ones. It was... the first one was John Wick, where it's just John Wick just destroying a bunch of Muppets. And what was the other one that I said? Oh, I think it was The Dark Knight, but the only person who's not a Muppet is Michael Caine. I think I've only briefly read through the whole play, but I did perform a monologue from one of Juliet's monologue. Matrix, but everyone in the real world is human. Oh, that was my actual one. The Hunger Games series. Everyone's a Muppet except for President Snow, who's just beefing hard with a bunch of fucking Muppets. Once you discover the Matrix, you're just poofed into a human in the Matrix. Phenomenal. Hi, Ghost. Hi, Ghost Word. Hello. Hello. Do you have something to tell the masses? Sniff, sniff. Hi, Bubble. Can you squeak for me? It's a tragedy that the microphone doesn't pick up his purring because it's so fucking loud. Yeah, that's fair. Romeo's not the brightest. Yeah, I had to do a Shakespearean monologue, and I was like, I'm just gonna be basic and do the Juliet one because I'm terrified of doing a full-blown monologue. And of course, the only other person in the class who picked the same one was this girl I couldn't stand, and I was like, God damn it. Hey, what are you doing? He's like attacking my squishmallow and then looks at me like, I'm just vibing, Mom. Yeah, that's fair. Romeo's kind of an incel. I feel like that tracks. Just the decisions being made in that play are not great. But also it has been like 10 years since I've read it, and I kind of skimmed it. Evil BadGayymer be like, I'm basic and I love overdone monologues. I never said I liked it, bro. Shakespearean words are fucking hard. I still remember little bits and pieces of it, which is funny. It's because I'm not evil BadGayymer. There you go. I'm just bad. I'm not evil. Writing monologues is so fucking hard, dude. Like, that was always the thing that would trip me up when I was writing plays. Was writing the fucking monologues. Because I was like, this has to sound like... It's got to get all the information and info dumping I need. But it's also got to be very poignant. But it's also got to sound like something a real person would say. And it would always be the one thing I skipped until like the very end. Like I would write a short, like a 10-minute play in like a couple hours, and it would all be done except the monologue that I'm like, he vaguely says something like this, and then I sit on that monologue for like a week before I actually write it. It's the worst. 0 out of 10 stars, and yet somehow I'm always writing myself into a corner that can only be escaped with a monologue. But c'est la vie. Also, one time I wrote a monologue that was really good, but then the guy who was performing it at my school was the actual worst, and he ruined a lot of that play, even though it was a really pretty solid play. But he couldn't act for shit, and I don't know how he got cast in the lead. But, yeah, he made it horrible, and I was very disappointed.
I'm around, by the way.
Oh, homie? Homie, how long have you been here?
I mean, really the whole time, but I was
Oh
taking my
my
meds and I just got...
Oh, where'd you go? Show on stream. Oh, Froz returns. Alright, entertain the masses, bro.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. You agreed to stream with me, man. This is exactly what happened last time we streamed. You should know this plan by now.
I still don't even have a good answer for the Muppet question. I was thinking about it the whole time I was taking my meds.
I think that Hunger Games one is pretty good, just because the idea of Donald Sutherland just hating this one fucking Muppet with all of his guts. Especially the scene where he's like, adorable, I want them dead. I think it would be funny.
It's got to be a movie with kind of like a small cast, because if it's like a big cast, then it's kind of just going to take away from it. Because you'll have just entire scenes full of Muppets, right?
Yeah, unless it's like the main character. Like, one of mine was John Wick, but Keanu Reeves is still in it. So
No,
it's
that's
just
fine.
him beating up a bunch of fucking Muppets.
Yeah.
Would you rather have infinitely Cheeto dusty fingers or permanently buttered feet? What does buttered feet mean? This sounds horrifying. I don't know what this means. My first thought is like lotion feet. Like butter surrounds your feet. Oh. Oh no. That'd be very slippery. Oh. Okay. What is your answer, Crow?
The feet. You can probably fix that with socks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I work an office job, and I touch a lot of papers, and I feel like getting Cheeto dust on papers is not going to go over well. Also, my poor computer. Are we just doing would you rather questions now?
But yeah, just the sensation of like Cheeto dusty fingers would just be so deeply unpleasant.
That's fair.
Like I can't sit like that. Like I'd have to like wash my hands immediately.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Gasman? I think we're both butterfeet. I'm a Cheeto dust guy since I think it's better to have gloves over Cheeto dust than socks over butter. But listen, you would never have dry heels. And I think that would be pretty solid. It'd be damp and nasty. That is also true. I don't know, the Cheeto dust I feel like would be a sensory nightmare in its own way, you know?
It really would.
Hmm.
Oh, I just missed the vendor.
What do y'all think is the number one most overrated superpower? Being able to read minds. That sounds like a fucking nightmare, in my opinion, because I'm like, do you know how often my first thought is something really shitty? And then I have to be like, hey, just because we internalize some bullshit over the years doesn't mean we can think that. Knock that off. But if you just read somebody's mind, you don't really have control over it, then you just get that thought in your head, and what if they're thinking about you? Like, that's fucked up, and it would not be a good time. It would also be very loud all the time. Unless you live in the middle of nowhere, and there's like an area of effect, you know? Yeah, it needs to be toggleable and control-F-able. What about you, Fro? What are these cats doing? Good lord.
I'm thinking it's teleportation.
Really?
Because you know how easy it would be to just kind of like misstep and teleport like half of your body into like a floor or something, and you're not getting away from that. You're just like basically like crushing yourself. So like if you just like drunk teleport or teleport in your sleep or sneeze and teleport, you could just like end up being half in a wall, and that's it.
That's fair. Gasman says, I think invisibility. Like, realistically, what you trying to do? You're right. Also, though, like, anything that's, like, hulking out or turning into fire, like what's his face? Johnny Storm? Is he the Human Torch? Whoever that guy is. I think that's him.
Sure.
I feel like I'm wrong now that I've said that. Like, I don't know. It seems like that's not very helpful. Human Torch is right. Thank you. I was like, I should know this. I don't. Oh, I just sprayed a bunch of air freshener. And I think it all came back towards me and on me.
Love that.
Oh, now I'm covered in air freshener. Horrifying. What's the number one most underrated superpower? Ooh.
Underrated.
Shape-shifting is pretty solid. I mean, as somebody with a multitude of chronic illnesses, not gonna lie, that healing abilities would be pretty fire. Oh, that's also true. You can literally prevent injury by shifting out of them. Can you do that? Huh. Never thought about that. Just nope cancer as well. That's true. Alright, you sold me on shapeshifting then. Can I shapeshift so that my spine actually works? That would be cool.
I completely forgot what I was doing again.
What a mood, though.
You're not even playing anymore.
I know, but that's just me every time I'm playing that game.
Oh, I did want to check. Not that. Yep. Tiny fish, seaweed, and rice. I wonder how much this sell for.
shapeshifting would be pretty impressive. See, I'd be worried about, like, shapeshifting so much that I don't have a sense of identity anymore. Would be the main thing. But, like, do I even have one now? I don't fucking know. Do I have one connected to my physical appearance? Not really.
So valid.
My identity is gay and frogs and bad at video games. Like, that's about it. None of those have anything to do with my physical appearance. So, maybe it won't be a problem. No. What were y'all thinking before I gave you the objectively right answer? I was thinking healing abilities, specifically because I'm a chronically ill baddie and it's not a party. I would like to be able to fix that. Fro, you got an answer to this? Or are you too busy focusing on fishing?
I'm trying to think of like what superpowers are generally considered not that great. Talking to animals. But then like Baldur's Gate probably like made that kind of relevant again, so.
Somewhat.
But like before, like that was just Aquaman's thing, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, he's useless. He can talk to fish."
I feel like you get a lot of information from animals, especially if they're smart animals like crows or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what if I just had a gang of crows? That would be fucking dope. Yeah, I agree. I think healing abilities are a lot cooler than people think. Talking to animals does not mean the animals like you. That is true. That is extremely valid. You might actually terrify them if you start talking to them. These are great questions, Gasman. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Yeah, that would be so sad if you're like, finally I can talk to animals, and they were like, fuck you, buddy. What a fucking tragedy. That would be really funny, though. If you could cybernetically enhance one part of your body, what would it be?
I know Plasma's answer. One. I would say eyes.
Eyes. I would like for my knees to work. I have a tear in my knee, so if I could just replace that with a cybernetic knee, that would be pretty cool. Actually, let's just replace all of my joints. Give me an adamantine skeleton.
Oh, hi, Plasma. Nothing.
We know you'd want a cybernetic dick. Oh, Plasma, you missed all of the questions. Sorry, to go back, Gasman said, instead of waking up to cheerful bird song, you understand it, and it's just a turf war between two warring bird nests. Oh, okay, that's fair. Plasma says my regular old human dick works just fine, thanks. That's fair, that's fair.
But you could cybernetically enhance it to be like prehensile and like telescoping.
No, I do not want a prehensile dick. That sounds horrifying.
What do you mean?
That sounds horrifying.
You could just grab onto things with it.
That's the problem. That's fair. I just want all of my joints replaced. All of them, because they're all screwed up. Yep, my knees, my back, my wrists have been very clicky today, which is not a party. So what I'm getting is that I just want to be Wolverine. I want healing abilities, and I want all of my joints to be not normal joints, because they suck. I don't want to be any smarter than I am, to be quite honest. I already think way too much.
It's incredibly valid.
Didn't they do studies where it was like the higher your IQ is, the more anxious you are? But then they've also done studies where IQs are bullshit, so...
They are totally bullshit.
Who knows? See, every time I try to take an IQ test, I do really well at first, and then I get bored. But, yeah. So... You have an IQ of 157? I've never actually finished an IQ test. Also, Gasman says, the devs balanced the intelligence stat with increased levels of cosmic dread and fatigue. They nerfed us! I saw a post one time that was like, God nerfed me with anxiety because he knew I'd be too powerful. And I'm like, what a fucking mood, though. What do you think is your primary stat, like D&D stat? I think I would have higher wisdom and lower dexterity and strength.
I would like to think wisdom.
And high-ish intelligence. But yeah, well, yeah, I feel like my constitution's pretty good. But my dexterity and my strength are not. Well, my strength's okay, but my dex is not great. Really intelligence, Gasman. Plasma says constitution. That's fair. Yeah, I think wisdom would probably be my highest one. Nick has higher intelligence than wisdom, and I have higher wisdom than intelligence. It's kind of funny. What class would y'all be? That's a great question. We were just talking about this because I said that Nick would be a wizard. Mr. I have a master's in philosophy, you know, and he was like, I thought I would be more of a ranger or something.
I am more of a ranger. You're wrong.
No, you're definitely a wizard. Nope. What class would I be? Now that you're creeping in on my conversations. Gasman says, I'm a full-on ranger.
Druid.
You think I'd be a druid?
Yeah, how do you like that?
Do you actually think that, or are you just saying something that doesn't fit because you're...
I wasn't really thinking. I wasn't actually thinking when I said that.
Does husband camp? Not really. Not since we've been together. He also has a pretty gnarly back, though, so that kind of limits our camping abilities. But I was just telling Plasma I want a little, like a hammock tent. Because I love hammocks, and I would absolutely sleep in one. Every time, I used to go camping every year when I was a kid with my family, and I would always take at least one day to just, like, doze in the hammock all afternoon. Yeah, why would you be a ranger, baby?
What?
Why? Give me sell me on Ranger for you.
Okay.
Why would this be?
Very intuitive. I'm very wise.
Wait.
I'm very...
Into the
No,
microphone.
I'm not. No,
Into the
no,
microphone.
no, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not gonna talk into a microphone. I'm not gonna speak.
Just say it then. Very intuitive.
Quick, I give me a lone wolf, because that's what Ranger does. I have utility, but I'm a master of none. Because Rangers tend to just, you know, very, very good at, like, a lot of things, but not good at one particular thing. So they can just, you know, survive, based off what I know on 5e and Baldur's Gate.
I still think you'd be a wizard.
Nope.
I think I agree with Wizard just because it's like the scholarly thing.
Yeah, Fro agrees with wizard.
No, you should feel bad about that.
No, because I'm correct.
No.
What? Okay, in
You're
all
wrong.
seriousness, not trying to spite me, what class do you think I would be?
What? I'll think about that. Pass.
See, I'm thinking like a rogue for you.
Really? I'm not very subtle, though. Also, I just said I have a really low dex score.
Oh, no one said anything about subtle. Oh, maybe a bard.
A bard. Okay, I can see that. I was thinking honestly, like a paladin. Because I feel like I have very strong beliefs. They're not necessarily tied to any particular religion right now, but I have very strong, like, beliefs, and I will fucking smite you for it. Be like, how dare you be mean to my friends? I'm killing you! In Minecraft. Yeah, Plasma, you would absolutely be some weird multi-class. Normalized secular paladins. That's what I'd be saying, man. But it's like, I am very spiritual at the same time anyway. I just don't know exactly if there's one specific place I would tie it to, but just kind of general, like, vibes in the universe and stuff. So, I would say probably paladin. What do you think, babe? He's in the middle of a fight in Cyberpunk. Imagine a paladin who's just committed to the Sigma grind set for their oath. My oath is just mom friend all of my friends or something. Husband, are you done yet? What do you think about me as a paladin?
Yeah.
Eh? Andy says your cat's bell doesn't sound like it's coming from my speakers and I feel like I'm being haunted. You can hear his bell from in the other room?
Yeah, we can hear Ghost Spell from.
Oh wow. What a menace.
Yep, he do be.
Now Andy would be a bard. You like the attention too much, Andy. You would be a bard for sure.
Andy wouldn't be like a warlock or something?
No.
Okay.
That would be too much effort. We know that bards would make the best trophy wives. Come on. See, Warlock is less effort, but then you would also have to do what somebody says for the rest of your life. Is it flirting with the demon, or is it a full-blown pact that you have to actually do what they say and everything? Art? Really? I don't know a ton about D&D, to be quite honest, but I've always thought a pact was pretty solidly binding. God damn it. Okay, you can be a warlock, Andy. I'm trying to think of other questions to ask, 'cause these are fun. Yeah, I'm sure it does depend who you ask. If it's just flirting with a demon and being a bratty sub, then yes, that's absolutely Andy. If it's having to actually do what somebody else says without, just take their word at it and have to do it, then that's another thing. I feel like Andy's the kind of person who, if you say, hey, can you hand me that thing? She'll say no while handing it to you. Which is also what a fucking mood, though. Hi, turtle! Oh, there's a ghost. Hey! Leave her alone! Purple, hush.
Do I want to be mean to Pam? Kind of do.
Depends. Oh, do it. She just gets pissy at you for 3 seconds, and then she's like, okay, but you're right. Exactly what I said. Because I did that too, because I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Pay your fucking tab, bro. Hi. Now I'm making myself as a D&D character in my head. I would be a paladin who was raised to be a cleric, but then I started fighting things and was like, I want to do this instead. Girl, shut up. Can you hear her? No, the second I stick a microphone in your face, you're not gonna do it. You should hear the way that she sounds when she's being grumpy. Go closer to her, Bubble. Bug. I want to see what she does. I'm just instigating now. I'm trying to think of more things, but I'm getting so sleepy right now. Remember how I said I didn't get like any sleep last night? Yeah, we're not doing too
Oh
hot.
no.
I know. My nose was all stuffy because my allergies are kicking my ass right now. And then also I forgot my meds, so now I'm just like, ugh. I just felt like vaguely uncomfortable the whole night, and I was like, this sucks ass. 0 out of 10 stars. Would not recommend. Honestly, why do I even do gaming on this channel? Why don't I just do chatting all the time?
I mean, you could.
I could.
There's an
if I
entire
wanted
category
to.
for it.
Maybe I will. Oh, Gasman says you have to spend a month in the woods. What are 5 things you're taking? Oh god. My hammock tent.
5 things are you taking?
Plasma's like, I only need 3. What are you talking? Plasma's got a whole plan already, guaranteed.
So what qualifies as one thing? Can I say like 1 month of food?
Can I stay like my stash of meds? Because I kind of need those. And that's 5 different pill bottles. So.
Oh, okay, that's a good answer.
Plasma, what is the one thing? And I swear to God, if it's some way to contact the outside world and get you out of there, you're incorrect. Okay, meds don't count. Hammock tent and a knife. Yep, that was my other answer. Was that's basically what I expected from you, Plasma, was just a knife. Hammock tent, knife. I'm not very good at starting fires, so probably a lighter or matchbook. Hmm. 30 feet of rope, a 12 by 12 tarp, a pocket knife, a carbon fiber pump, and some flint and magnesium. That's fair. I was going to say a rope. Something to purify water would also be very important. I was thinking either rope or string. Like a cord. You know?
So if I live in the woods anyway, can I just like stay in my house?
So, thing number 1 is my house.
It's already in the woods.
Plasma says, with a knife I can make a fire and simple tools. With a fire and simple tools, I can build a shelter and find food and water. With those, I can live indefinitely. Give me a month and enough raw materials, and I'll invent the steam engine and have electricity. You would, Plasma. I don't doubt this. Can I also include a picture book of edible plants? I feel like that would be handy. What we're learning here is that I would be absolutely useless on my own in the woods for a month. But if someone else was like, do this, I'd be like, alright, let's fucking go. But I'm choosing the hammock tent specifically because I have a bad back and I won't be able to sleep on the ground. Last few times I went camping was not a party. It was 5 days of 0 sleep and a lot of pain, so. Hello, I'm 26 and I have the body of a grandmother. Camping stream 1! Oh, I just saw that thing where she said, I'm taking plasma. Andy's one thing she needs is plasma. You're so valid, Blob. I'm sure in a year I'll have the body of a 90-year-old too with the way things are going, don't worry.
That's sort of full. Me too, buddy. Blob says, I have a very broken body. There's a reason why we had to not count meds, because that would have been my 5 things right there.
Well, that's the shitty thing, Gasman, is I'm always sleep deprived, and yet here we are. Once you start waking up and you literally have to like brace yourself just to be able to move because your back is so fucked up, it's kind of like, well, guess we're just not existing anymore. Oh, good times. Okay, you might have me a little bit beat blob. I can't do words. But also in my defense, I don't know what half my issues are yet. I gotta harass my doctor about earning more tests and trying things, cause but I got probably 3 of those, and then a whole host of other things. Where's my Kaiser app? Not to go back to a conversation from like 2 hours ago, but oh, thank you, Blob. You're so sweet. Yeah, not to go back to like a conversation from like 2 hours ago, but my problem is I don't think I could leave Kaiser for at least a long while, at least until I get my shit figured out, because I'm like, where else am I gonna find a doctor this good? Like, what am I gonna do without my wonderful doctor?
I think I'm done for now.
Yeah, I just did the biggest yawn of my entire life, so I think I'm about about ready to call it too. Right when Blob comes back too. Been quiet this whole time, and then we're like, well, now that you're here. Yeah, we're about to take it. We're about to call it too. But thank you for all your wonderful questions and for hanging out, Gasman. Good times. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna do my whole spiel because I'm suddenly very sleepy. But point is, bully your friends into following because we're at 34, and once we hit 50, I will tattoo myself on stream. Hell yeah, brother tattoo. And disappoint my mother. It's fine. I usually stream Mondays and Saturdays. I did a bonus stream today because I can. And nobody else was streaming at this point, so fuck it. Follow OhNoesFroz on his channel. He does some lovely, lovely gaming streams. And, am I at 36 now? I don't... Twitch has been giving me like 5 different numbers. It's very confusing. But, yeah, I'm gonna try and stop by Blob. I'm terrible at watching the clock on my day off, but I'm gonna try to. At least stop by for a little bit. I should probably actually work on some writing one of these days. It's almost like that's my main identity, is that I'm a writer, and I haven't written in a million years, but it's fine. I have vaguely somewhere around 34 followers, let's say that. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. Tonight was a lot of fun, and shout out to Fro for holding down the fort with with the Stardewing, since my brain just decided to run away from me. Love you all. Make good decisions. Don't die. And I will see you next time. Bye!
Bye!